Hello and welcome to the inaugural edition of Miggins' Weekly Chaos, which is probably going to become monthly because I don't know if I can manage to put out every week. It's a lot to do. Gosh, that's a mouthful. I probably should have thought about that title before I did that, but you know, I wanted to start with something a little quirky and a little snappy that you're going to remember, so I think you're going to remember this one. Yes, my name is Matt, also known as Miggins on Twitter, and this is my channel, Hobbit Hole Books. And I am going to be sharing with you a little bit about my week, as well as some fun things I saw this week, some news, and just, you know, general opinions and whatever else I want to stuff in here like it's a Christmas turkey. We are going to start off with some very, very serious news. And as you can see here, I am a serious news person because I've got my serious news laptop right in front of me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. It really, really helps. I really love to have engagement. I love to engage with the community. Let me know your thoughts on this format and any changes you think I might need to make or things you love and want to stay. Please, please let me stay. I'll be good. I promise. I promise. And without further ado, welcome to the really serious news. Scientists claim to have found the most British bromance possible in a northern town known as Grimsby. We have exclusive footage of this event that scientists have claimed is an absolute breakthrough for the town of Grimsby.
I got a dog over a budgie.
A budgie? You're just joking. I fucking love budgies. Honest, you got a budgie?
Yeah, come on, quick. You'll not leave you alone, though.
Honest?
Who doesn't love a tender story of British brotherly banter, eh? Ah, really warms your cold British heart. Now, next up, we have a man who is interviewing to be the Devil's private Michelin-starred chef. But can he take the heat in the kitchen? Well, watch this video to find out. We wish this gentleman the best of luck in his new line of work, and we might suggest that he gets used to the heat both inside and, shall we say, outside of the kitchen. And continuing on this devilish theme, we bring you now the story of an employee of Greggs, the UK-based pastry chain, who has now quit her job in order to open the gates of hell 6 times a day.
Away, and here on This Morning, that only means one thing. It's time to uncover some of Britain's spookiest, scariest and downright satanic stories.
Today we're meeting Kelly Angel, who last year swapped the life behind a counter at Greggs for a life fighting the demons behind us.
Fight the dark side. So my job is to open the gates of hell and take them down.
It sounds like she is rather enjoying her new job as a door person at the Houses of Parliament, and we wish her the best in all her future endeavours as she meets with all the MPs within that place. Rumour has it that she is looking to crack America, and one day she hopes to be in the White House. Best of luck with that, Karen. And we have a last-minute edition with a cow who tried to break the Guinness World Record by jumping over the moon. Now, unfortunately for said cow, he ended up hovering above a lake and having to be rescued by several Italian men. have since spoken to the cow, and they have said that next time they may bring a cat and a fiddle with them. Well, best of luck to the cow for their next attempt to jump over the moon. Back to you in the studio. And that was the really serious news. Next up, we bring you a special report from our Miggins' starred chef, also coincidentally called Miggins, on how to cook bacon and almost not survive. Without further ado, over to you, Miggins. Gassy! I feel like my life flashed before me. Look, I got me bacon, me bacon. I got me bacon. I got my sausage roll. I got me bacon. Wait, it's not a sausage roll, it's just the sausage. I got myself a giant sausage. Yes. Are you ready? Ah! Oh. Yeah. Ah! 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 Oh! 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 Wow! Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, you ready? You ready for the satisfying sound? Here we go. You ready? Get some of that. Dinner time, kiddies! This is me, I'm the kiddies. Except I'm 23. Yes, I really am 23. Can you believe it? I'm getting old. I can feel it in my bones. Like butter scraped over too much bread. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Why do I look like I'm having piles when I was singing that? Oh yes, Margot, my darling. Thank you for serving me some roast pig. You know what? I haven't died of cooking or food poisoning. So that's a win. And a big thank you to Miggins and the National Fire Brigade for the making of that video. Very, very informative indeed. And bringing us back on track, we are now going to enter the entertainment section of this weekly roundup. Yes, I went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania this week, which contained a lot of Ant-Man and very, very little of the Wasp. Now, you know, I went to the cinema, I cycled to the cinema, and I will show you some of that video next week of my journey there. It was a monumental journey, and I'm pretty sure I set a new Guinness World Record for the most stupid cycle there, but we shall find that out next time on this news show, if you want me to call it that. But what was my general thoughts, my general experience of the movie? Well, let's just say that I was not overly impressed. I thought that it was an absolute disgrace. It was abysmal, you know. All these people, they were talking about how bad it was, and I thought, no, it can't possibly be that bad. And the inner Marvel fanboy in me was like, no, Marvel, you got this. Daddy Kevin Feige, he has got this. He has got this. He is not going to Disneyfy this. And as I sat there and I popped those toffee-fied kernels of popcorn into my mouth and they went crunch, 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 I got more and more infuriated as the movie went on, and it was utter nonsense and madness, and I'm sorry, I don't quite know what happened there. What's that? We're getting breaking news. Yes, we interrupt this insanely chaotic news report in order to bring you some more insanely chaotic news. Yes, breaking news, breaking bad, breaking news. We now have a report that the YouTube algorithm has now become a sentient AI and has overtaken my body and stoked the inner rage which is burning, bubbling inside of me. We would like to apologise to all viewers for any inconvenience. If any viewers have been deeply affected by this issue, we suggest that you come off all of social media, lock your doors, shut your curtains, and never leave your house. We thank you for your understanding in this difficult time. But in terms of other things I saw this week, let's give a little bit of a reading update. We will get back to more of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania next week. In all seriousness, I actually rather enjoyed it. I thought it was an amusing diversion for a couple of hours. I don't think it's as bad as people were saying, but I also don't think it's as good as some people were pretending. I thought it was, rather middle of the road, but it was absolutely jumped up a tier by Jonathan Majors, who was doing his best to bring his whole persona and charisma to this role, and he absolutely owned it, and God tier as a villain, absolute God tier. But more on that next week when I will bring you my footage from what I thought and my journey there, and yeah. But in terms of other entertainment, this week has just been crazy. I've been in and out of books like I'm doing the hokey cokey. It's just insane. My mood reading is off the charts. I've started about 5 books this week and I wanted to start another one. But there are some really fun books that I'm reading right now. One book that I'm listening to on audio is called The Blood of the Crows by Alex C. Pierce. And it's a little heist book, and it's rather interesting to me because I've been building up this little collection of heist books. I've got Lachlan Mora, I've got MJ Coons Amongst Thieves, I've got Eli Monpress by Rachel Aaron, and I was building it up and waiting to just binge a bunch of heists. And then I just decided to screw it and listen to this audio. And, as one I got recently, I won in a giveaway from the Keymark Discord readathon, although I did have a copy of the Kindle edition. Hint, if you want me to read your book, actually, having an audiobook out there is a really great way to kind of get my attention and for me to get to it quicker. Sometimes I do get to it quicker than the ebooks. This was a really fun start. It's a really kind of heist-based book. Like I said, it starts off in the middle of a heist, and it really endears me to the characters. It's fun, it's zany, it's quirky. It's not intensely character driven. I think it's personality driven, which is slightly different to character driven. We follow this guy called Rin, and he's kind of like everything you kind of want from a heisty kind of personality. He's cheeky, he's witty, but there's also some depth there. But it's not too in-depth. This is just a book that's just a very, very fun time. I'm also starting reading Northern Wrath, which is a book I've been wanting to read for a long time. I got it the Christmas before last. This is part of my haul. And I've been wanting to read a lot of Nordic-inspired books, and it's a really interesting start. I think there are definitely pros and definitely some cons as well. But I'm settling right in, and considering I'm in a reading slump, the fact that I've read basically 100 pages, like 96 I think it is, 97, in about 2 or 3 days is really, really good, and I'm really enjoying that one. That's why by Tilda Calder Holt, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. And it's really nice actually that having listened to Matt Larkin's The Apples of Iden, which I need to do a review for, and I absolutely loved, and check out the interview with Matt, which I did, which I'll link up if you didn't see that. It was wonderful, and he's a really guy with a lot of love for mythology, and I love that as a fellow sort of mythology enthusiast. And it was interesting having read about Odin and Norse mythology and coming into another perspective on Norse mythology from Tilda and recognizing some similarities as well as some differences. And then also thinking about comparing it to Wolf Eater, which is Norse inspired but in a different way. It's not directly taking from the myths of that we all think of when we think of the Nordic gods, or the Norse gods, shall I say. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I've been getting back into gym. There's Duck It and Die, Dicks for Hire. That is just an astonishingly funny book. I have never read a book that's that funny in my life. At least not a fiction book, right? I've just been bowled over laughing half the time. But there's also heart there. I think that's really, really impressive, actually. I think it's really hard to balance comedy and heart and not have one or the other really end up on the downside. You know what I mean? So that's been fun. What else? I started watching Murder Among the Murdows, a Southern Scandal on Netflix, and I watched 2 and a bit episodes, and I'll be honest, it didn't really hit me. It didn't really work for me. It just felt like a retelling of the crime. It didn't feel like it gave any insights, and although they had interviews with a lot of the personalities involved, it did feel a little exploitative and sensationalist. So that was a little disappointing. Other than that, I really haven't, kind of been up to much this week in terms of entertainment.
And I'm in my master editing suite, also known as the bedroom, and I have suddenly realised that I do not have a transition, so here is your transition, because I am going to show you a lovely little walk I went on, and this is kind of me trying to make a kind of semi-cinematic kind of video with some slow-mo and stuff. I hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making it, and there's more where this come from. Plenty more.
Absolutely gorgeous today. Just look at this. And I've got work in about 45 minutes, but I woke up, I was up, but I was relaxing in my bed, and my dad being off this week woke me up to help him move his bed down the stairs, and I was like, grumpy teenager. And then I was like, you know what, I'm up, and I've got 45 minutes, and I'm not planning to do anything, so why don't I go out for a nice little walk? Because I always kind of go, oh, it's so sunny, I'm sad I'm in work. Well, let's go do it. Let's go for that walk. Let's go for that run. Maybe not a run. But yeah, I'll show you more of the view later. But just look at this. If you all just got up a little bit earlier, 10 minutes earlier, went for a 10-minute walk and enjoyed our surrounding area no matter where we are, I think we could all have a little bit of a better day. See you later.
Hey guys, I'm here in one of my favourite places, here in the woods in Stoke Poges. It's one of my favourite places apart from the common, and just look at this. Sun, the birds, and the bees. Oh man, I'm probably going to be late for work for doing this, but I don't care. I don't care because we've got to have some joy in our life, right? We've got to have some joy, and this brings me joy, and to think about the fact that maybe I get to do this every day, get to live in a place where I can be outdoors in the morning and then work and then go home in the afternoon and have the afternoon to myself to explore the wildernesses of New Zealand. That's incredible. But while I'm here, I'm going to make the most of being here, you know, and I'm glad you guys are with me. I'm loving making these vlogs for you. This is a practice for my documentary for Mount Tubkal that I'm going to be doing. And then eventually this kind of stuff will probably move to my other channel, but for now I'm practicing it and giving you guys a little taste of what's to come, and it is glorious. Look. Whee! Ah! I nearly fell down. I fell off the edge. I fell off this edge. Oh no, I'm in mud. I'm in this black tar. Anyway, I better go back. So, that was fun. Oh my goodness, I'm dizzy. I need a shower and my Weetabix to grow me big muscles. I don't have any muscles. Puny nut. Pew pew. Pew pew. I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta talk to this voice because I like this voice. This voice is funny. I think it's funny. I hope it don't mean anyone. Oh no. Someone's coming. Just gotcha. Just getting you. Probably sound like a lot leader, but I don't care because I'm Miggins and this is me out in the world. Yeah! High five!
Now, the last segment that we're going to come to is the message of the week. We've had a lot of fun, and I like to make this kind of quirky and different. But this is the really serious part. At least I'm intending for it to be the serious part, right? And as some of you might know, when I'm recording this, at least, which should be the Friday, the day before it gets released, we're around sort of the anniversary of this beginning of the Ukrainian war. And it's a really kind of sobering time for a lot of us, I think. Because, you know, we look to all that devastation, that destruction, a whole country just displaced, just like that, pretty much. And we had this Ukrainian guy, Timur, working for us, and he's just left to go to India. And Timur, if you're watching this, I doubt you are, then, you know, thank you for being a wonderful guy, and you know, all of us at our work, we love and support you, and it's been sort of an inspiration to see the spirit of the Ukrainian people against such megalomania. There's no other way to put it, right? Because that's what Putin is. He's a man who thinks his power comes through physical strength. It comes through bullying. It comes through manipulation. It comes through force and forcing change. But if there's anything that I've learned from reading these fantasy books and going on these many journeys and living many lifetimes through these books, it's that power doesn't come from being born physically strong or maintaining a six-pack of muscle. Power doesn't come from being a good brawler. It doesn't come from aggression. It doesn't come from looking down on those you think are beneath you. It comes from inside. It comes from who you decide to be. And Putin, he's decided to be a dictator. He's decided to be an ego-driven man. And it would be easy to descend into mudslinging and name-calling, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to slide into that negativity, because that's not where our power comes from. We look at the spirit of the Ukrainian people, and We see these brave actions of heroism and just sheer force of will against these acts of cowardice that are committed against them. And, you know, Putin thinks our power in the West, he's scared that it comes from our weapons, that it comes from what we own, what our capabilities are as attacking force, as a military force. All he knows is the military. He was a KGB agent. All he knows is the power of influence and might and military might and force and the threat of force. What he doesn't realize is that our power, our strength doesn't come from any weapons that we have. It comes from our solidarity. It comes from standing up for what is right. It comes from seeing the will of the Ukrainian people, seeing the heart, seeing the bravery, the passion of the Ukrainian people, and not allowing any bully to take that away from anyone. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to back down. It's been a year. And of course, it's always terrible. War, it's always sad. And of course, all of us want peace. But we can't have peace at any cost. We can't have sovereign territory taken by a bully. Because that's what he is. He's a bully. And if there's one thing I've learned from reading these books is that bullies never win. The villain with the seemingly insurmountable power and the one that seems to have the odds in their favour, they always lose in the end, because their power, it's a facade. Because the true power comes from those who are deciding to live their life in a way that's as good as it can be. And those are the people that win. Those that choose to make the world a better place with their lives. So this week, if there's anything you leave with, don't leave with the stupid stuff from this. I try and make you laugh. I probably fail. That's alright. But I hope that maybe you take with you just the thought about the Ukrainian people and their struggle for survival. And I hope you're all with me in wishing them the best in their struggle against tyranny. Because I think that's something that we all stand against, no matter the cost. So thank you for watching, guys. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this next week or if it will become a monthly thing. I'll be honest, it's probably going to become a monthly thing, and then that means that I'm not rushing to fill content in weekly, and I can get more of these other videos, normal videos, out to you. And then hopefully over a month I've kind of done a few things that are interesting to record and this and that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of this below. Thank you. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. It's a lot of fun to do this. So thank you for enabling me to do this. I don't quite know how to end this, so we're just going to say goodnight. See you all sometime in the future. Or in the past. Ooh.